Yesterday, I did a video talking about how fans of Disney are not happy with the firing of Gina Carano, but it gets even better than that because today we're going to be taking a look at a new poll that also just came out that talks about how fans of Disney are not happy about their woke identity politics that Disney is continuing to slip into. And not just Disney, but pretty much all of the major companies in America are continuing to head in this direction where they are canceling things that they don't like based upon what they think is culturally appropriate, and that is not good. That is not a good precedent for the future of our country, because why should it be that these companies are the ones that decide what isn't acceptable or is acceptable? That isn't the way that this should be done. That is why we have things like free speech, so that it protects everyone, the individual, from giant companies being able to dictate what they can or cannot say, or the government being able to dictate what you can or cannot say, because that is a very slippery slope indeed. So fans of Disney, as they start to find out more information about how Disney is continuing to slip down into the rabbit hole of woke identity politics, they are not happy about it at all. So with this new poll, 65% of fans think Disney has lunged too far into wokeness. Considering a Disney Plus membership, you may want to hold off. Well, I canceled my Disney Plus membership after the firing of Gina Carano. That was absolutely the last straw. There's no way I'm going to be supporting Disney from here on out financially for anything, because I have had enough. That pushed me over the edge. Absolutely 100%. I am done. I'm done with Disney. The fact that they fired Gina Carano simply because she shared conservative, not even conservative opinions, but just opinions in general online, on social media that they didn't like. That was all it took. And of course, we all know that that isn't necessarily the only reason. That was kind of the last push needed for Disney to fire Gina Carano, but they haven't been happy about her for months now because she is asking questions. She is speaking out against the Hollywood narrative. She is a conservative, and these are all things that are stacked against her, and it was only a matter of time before Disney found the perfect excuse to fire Gina Carano. So the Daily Wire released the results of an exclusive poll conducted by Neil Newhouse of Public Opinion Strategies, who found that 65% of Americans believe that companies like Disney have taken political correctness too far, which is 100% correct. Conducted between February 26th and March 3rd, the poll of 1,098 participants, including Republicans, Democrats, and Independents, set the bottom line. Corporate America's lunge into wokeness and cancel culture might hit a bump in the road given public reaction to Disney's recent actions, concluded Newhouse. Walt is probably rolling over in his grave, and that is completely correct. That is 100%. The way that Disney is handling things today is absolutely not the vision that Walt Disney had for his company. But this is what happens when corrupt, greedy, malicious people are at the point where they are able to take over these types of companies. The way that Disney is handled today is not at all what Walt Disney would have wanted for this company whatsoever. The polling group also asked about Disney's cancel culture stab at Gina Carano. So obviously we talked about this yesterday here, but yeah, as you can see here, by a 65 to 35% margin, Americans believe that companies like Disney have taken political correctness too far, including a majority of every age group tested, 90% of Republicans, 60% of independents, and 47% of Democrats, the survey found. Of course, that is a huge difference between Republicans and Democrats as far as who believes that political correctness has gone too far. And political correctness has been a problem for a while now, and it's only going to continue to get worse. Just think about how far political correctness has gone in even just the past 5 years. It is dramatic. It is insane. And think about how far it could even go in the next 5 years. It is going to be insane unless people start to put their foot down on it. If people start to take a stand and say political correctness is insane, it is dumb. If you don't like certain things that are done in the culture, then that's fine. But to set the precedent that this is the way that it should be, that you shouldn't be able to say these certain things, that you shouldn't be able to have these types of opinions. That is not good for the country, and that is only going to continue to push America into a communistic neo-Marxist future where the elites get to dictate what you can or cannot say. The government gets to dictate what you cannot say. And of course, that is exactly what is happening right now. SJWs, they are doing the dirty work for the government right now by pushing for the censorship of free speech, by pushing for the cancellation of people who are expressing their opinions, their viewpoints. And the government is loving it. The establishment is loving it, because they get to just sit back and let all of their minions do the dirty work for them. And pretty soon the government will be able to step in and be like, oh, you know what? No, in the name of democracy, we are going to say that you can't say these certain things, that you can't, you know, preach these certain things on Sunday at church, that you can't say these certain things in class, that you can't tell these certain things to your students, that you can't do these types of things, that you can't say these types of things in media. This is the direction that it is going to continue to go in. The government is loving the fact that SJWs are doing the dirty work for them right now by continuing to censor free speech. They love it. So, by 54% to 46%, Americans were also found to oppose Disney's threat to cease doing business in Georgia after the state's government passed pro-life legislation banning abortions when a fetal heartbeat is detected. This decision is opposed by 50% of women and a majority of Republicans and independents, as well as nearly 1/3 of Democrats. So it continues on. There's so many polls out here that shows that the majority of Americans are not happy with the direction that these major companies are going in, the woke direction that these companies are going in. That includes Amazon, that includes Disney, that includes Hollywood in general, and Americans are not happy about it. And I don't know what's going to happen, because there are still a lot of people out there that I know who aren't happy with the fact that Disney fired Gina Carano. They aren't happy with the dangerous precedent that sets, yet they still support Disney. They still purchase Disney Plus. They still are subscribed to Disney Plus. They still will go see their movies in theaters and give them all the money that they would have anyway if Disney hadn't fired Gina Carano. And of course, with that, these major companies are going to continue to do what they want. They're going to continue to do what they want. So with that being said, let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Subscribe if you're new here to my channel. I'd appreciate that a lot. Let me know what you think, and I will talk to you all very soon in another video. Talk to you later. Bye.
With my heart's desire.